Hello guys, this is BCL and it's strategy time again. And in this short video, I would like to bring your attention to how to a different angle on how you can trade the correct score market. And as you know from my videos, I tend to select 4 or 5 target scores and then trade in play. And if you do that, you have and I'm using Switzerland, Spain, today's game as an example. So if you do that, you have, and I'm just selecting some scores. If you do that, you have let me select 5. So we have 2-1, 1-2, 1-3, 0-2, and let's say 2-0. Yeah. So you have, so if you do that, you have some green on these 5 scores, and every other correct score is red, right? You have, and then this is your starting position. You have this 30 points liability in this case, and you're looking at some profits on these target scores if you hit at least one of them. But the other way to look at the correct score market is, and I'm not saying which way is better, the first one or the second one, but the second one is to do the opposite thing and to say, what will not be the final score of the game. So instead of backing scores, you can lay scores. And technically, I mean, in my opinion, you would consider it, it has sense, in my opinion, if you want to go against the market, right? And the odds are pretty low, and you want to be against the expectations, right? So what I mean is that you wouldn't want to lay 1-0 to Switzerland here, right? Because you would look at, so let's say your stake is 10 to make calculations better. Okay, so you would look at 10 units of profit minus commission and a huge liability of 190 units if it's not 1-0. So the risk reward ratio is so bad that this is something that I would never recommend. And even if you add another score to this, let's say it won't be 0-0, okay, your 1-0 liability will reduce only slightly. Yes, you are adding a profit, but you are creating a big hole as well on 0-0 minus 65. This is just it's not worth doing it, really, because if you hit this once, then it will eat the profit from 5 or 6 or even more of your trades. What is worth considering, however, is if you want to go against the market and select some lower odds. In this game, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scores that are priced more or less around 9. And again, if you say that it won't be 1-0, you will again be looking at 10%, 10 units of profit minus commission on all the other scores. But again, you would be looking at minus 76 if it ends 0-1. So not really good. But you can say that it won't end 0-1 or 0-2. You can say that I'm pretty sure that Switzerland will score. If Switzerland scores, both 0-1 or 0-2 are dead, immediately the odds will be increased to 1,000. So if you do this, and I will use this level stakes. Okay, so you're looking at 66 and 70 and 19 to win. Again, not ideal, but you can also say that, you know, it won't be 1-1, and Spain will not demolish Switzerland, so they won't score 4. And here now it starts to look more or less even, right? You would be looking at 46, 50, 50, 56, okay, here, but maybe you could get 9.4, so that would be 54, and 38 profit if it's not any other away win, if it's not 0-1, 0-2, or 1-1. And, you know, don't get me wrong, again, I'm not suggesting to do this in this game. I'm just using Switzerland, Spain as an example. I don't think laying these would be a good option in this particular match. But there are often cases where you want to go against the market. And if you go further than that and go against 1-2 as well, then you start looking at profits that are higher than your loss. So here you are looking at 100% profit if any of these 5 scores is not hit. So if you back, you have 5 targets and everything else is red, at least at the start of the trade. Here you have 5 scores to avoid and you have everything else green. Of course, in the first case, if you back, the reward can be higher, but here you are covered on everything, right? So if the game is crazy, if here, let's say it's 0-0, Switzerland wins 1-0, or if it's 2-0, 2-1, then you're pretty safe. I mean, 1 goal from Switzerland just cancels these 2 liabilities immediately, right? And then you can also work in play and you can back 1-1 or back 1-2 just to reduce some of the red here, still using some of the profit. So this is this is something to be considered. If there is a game and you think you don't agree with the prices, you want to take the risk, and you just think that something else will happen, you see the value in it, it is an approach that definitely can be considered. And laying these scores, as you can see, 5 scores at a similar odds is giving you around 100% profit if you are correct. Okay, so yeah, so that's that. Let me know what you think of this approach. I just wanted to make sure that you guys are aware that there are these two ways of approaching the correct score market. I prefer the first option, but sometimes for fun you can also play with these lays and bet against some scores, and that can also be rewarding. Okay, so yeah, I hope you liked it, and yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll speak again soon. Bye.